Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. As you can hear, we're on the tail end of a cold that has ravaged our entire household, and so full of Buckleys, Advil, Dayquil, and even Hulls, we sit down to watch Heart playing as the Aztecs in blue take on MbL playing as the Romans in red. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Aztecs are a warrior monk civilization. Their monks gain 5 hit points for every single tech that's researched, so a fully upgraded Aztec monks comes with no fewer than 100 hit points compared to the usual 30 or 45. Now, to help with the gold cost of upgrading your monks, which is pretty significant, any relics that the Aztecs collect get 33% more gold generated. Now, to support their monks on the battlefield, all Aztec military units are trained faster. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to get extra range and attack, and their infantry can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost, which is great news for their unique unit, the Jaguar Warrior. This is a middle-of-the-road infantry unit that comes with a pretty good attack bonus against other infantry, which may be bad news bears for our Roman. Now, to support their military production, all Aztec villagers carry 3 extra resources from the very beginning of the game. And if you take a look at the top left of your screen, you'll notice they do start the game with 50 extra gold, which basically means they get loom for free, or perhaps a few militiamen to be sent to the other side of the map to harass the enemy. The enemy, in this case, we're looking at MbL playing as the Romans in red, a mixed land-based naval civilization with a few strong unit features that make them very, very dangerous. To start with, Roman infantry units get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades. They have access to the Legionary, a tanky, well-armored, unique infantry unit that actually replaces their two-handed swordsman, and champions comes with a pretty decent attack bonus against other infantry units. So we've got a pretty interesting battle of the bipedal infantry that come with pretty much bonuses against other infantry. And to make the infantry that I just mentioned even deadlier, the Romans can turn to their second unique unit, the Centurion. This is a heavy cavalry unit that increases both the movement speed and the attack speed of any militia line units under its command. Now, to overwhelm their opponents on the field of battle, the Romans can actually upgrade their entire militia line, their entire knight line, and their centurions not only to train 50% faster, but to also come with a +5 charge attack, similar to the Burgundian Custelier. Now, to back up their army, the Romans do have access to one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest, scorpions in the game. These siege units, pardon me, do cost a lot less gold, and I mean it. Think Schlachter privileges, but for a scorpion, 75 gold becomes 30. Their minimum range is reduced from 2 to 1. They can be upgraded to fire 33% faster, and they are the only scorpions in the game to benefit from ballistics, which means they will track you down and they will bolt you to death. Now, to help a player get to the later stages of the game, maintain the might of the Roman Empire, or maybe if you're a bit more whimsical and a lover of, you know, a day gone by, the SPQR, well, Roman villagers do gather resources, repair buildings 5% faster than generic villagers. Those are the two civilizations we've got in front of us, two fun infantry bipedal civilizations. I'm expecting some big battles here. And speaking of, why don't we take a look at the map, see the attack path, and yet another one of these maps in Age of Empires where 2/3 of the map not really that relevant, with the exception of a few resource patches, and it looks like both players mistakenly thinking that this is a normal game with normal spawn locations, and so they're both going to the northern portion of the map. Although for now, kind of looks like MbL's just pushing his, what are we working with today? Gazelles, whereas Heart is going to discover his opponent's base in 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, never mind. That count was a little way too optimistic. Discovers it much earlier. Will he be able to stop the gazelle push? Shenanigans already abounding, and like I said, I do apologize for the voice. I am all hopped up on Dayquil and Buckley's, chewing on my hulls, spritzing my nose with a decongestant, and so I've been told that I sound a bit like a jazz crooner. But that is neither here nor there, as MbL also now goes to the completely wrong part of the map. Will he go north? Will he go south? Where will this scout go? Bear with us. He goes... Oh, okay. Oh. Double hesitation here out of our Roman, who now heads north. All right, they're both heading to Feudal Age pretty much at the exact same time. It looks like MbL's got 1 extra villager loom for blue, no loom for red. Usually the case when one goes up at the exact same time with one villager difference. And now let's take a look at the base as well. The players do hit feudal. I like our Aztec base, primary gold, primary stone, and secondary stone to the rear. Also maybe a secondary gold to the rear. This is not a terrible spawn for 4 out of your 5 major resources. And the 5th one, a little bit off campus. Heartt already starting to wall the forward portion of his base. His berries a little bit exposed, but the Romans not exactly the fastest of civilizations on their feet. 3 militia are moving out. We'll see what kind of damage they can get done. By the time they get there, we'll have reviewed the base. Also gold to the back, stone, primary, kind of off the beaten path, so not exactly at any risk at the moment. Extra gold, extra stone to the front, and where's your 3rd patch of gold? Ooh, nice and secure to the back. I like that. Oh, looks like we may have a first kill of the game here, as this Roman scout does manage to, take off 12 HP from the Aztec villager. And now discovering that the southern portion of the forest is not walled in, he is moving forward. His army is coming here. The Aztec army is rushing to catch up, pardon me. Oh, one more poke. Why didn't he chase the villager? Why didn't he attack the villager? Oh, militia are now men-at-arms. House is deleted. Villager inserts herself into a palisade safety gate. A gated community is the Aztec one, and somehow Heartt manages to save the villager with 4 HP. I think there were not one, but maybe 2 instances where MbL could have attacked that villager and killed her, but in any event, it is what it is, as it is in fact Heartt who gets the first kill of the game, killing the scout of his opponent. Never a bad thing. No more vision for you, he says, as he now has to deal with 3 men-at-arms. They do have the first armor upgrade, which means that unlike every other civilization that gets a +1/+1 added to them, they get a +2/+2, because remember, Romans get double the effect of blacksmith armor upgrades for their infantry and preemptively walling off the villager. Now, when you're attacking with melee units, generally not that hard. I shouldn't say generally. These level games, high elo games, generally not that hard for players to save themselves and save their villagers, as the men-at-arms actually managed to kill an archer. Because there's no range on these units, simple wall-offs with palisade gates are enough. Of more men-at-arms. I mean, this is what everyone was afraid of when the Romans were introduced to the game. Oh, they're going to be OP, pay to win. Everything that everyone always says whenever the game introduces a new civilization. And so far, I'm going to say that the infantry pushes of the Romans in the earlier stages in feudal have not been as spectacularly damaging as many people predicted them to be. So we've got militia line units to the south. The villager decides to take on this 1 men-at-arms. Keeps him there for a while the archer works away at the HP. Kill count is 2 apiece, as these militia to the north continue to do absolutely nothing. Heartt walling into the north as well, creating a bit of a funnel situation there. And even with +2 armor, you are going to be very hesitant to engage underneath a town center. These are not exactly scout line units with bloodlines, for example, that can take a few arrow shots. These are 45 HP. Even though they have decent pierce armor, base of a 1, and then you add the +2, I don't think they can really engage underneath the TC. Uh-oh, wait a second. Okay, so it looks like he was about to lose 1 more. Surprised that our Aztec is going skirmisher play against these men-at-arms. But for now, dispersing, making sure that the minimum range doesn't betray them. There are enough archers here to slowly tickle away at the HP. It does give these units a lot of lasting power, I will say that. But again, when they don't have that much HP, when their attack is not that crazy, lasting power can only do so much. This band of 3 has 3 kills. And another band of 3, it looks like there have been a few. That eagle and the spearmen that were here earlier have bit the dust. MbL is being very aggressive. He does not want to deal with a late game Aztec. Although, should he? Maybe he does want to deal with a late game Aztec. Roman infantry, the lead. Let's see. I've been trying to catch Rage Forest, because usually Yeah, I'm gonna finish my thought before I interrupt myself. I really do want to see a massive battle at some point between fully upgraded legionaries with committed tenses, meaning they do come with a +5 charge attack under the command of a centurion, an elite centurion. Let's just roid everyone out. So they move faster, they attack faster. Take on fully upgraded elite Jaguar warriors. I've been wanting to see that battle for so long. And there was a Rage Forest game many moons ago where they had just a very tantalizing small little engagement. And I got so excited during the live stream. And unfortunately, after I think 5 or 6 units were trained and died, neither player continued the route of the Legionary or the Jaguar Warrior. So I'm still kind of hopeful to see one massive battle, because I honestly don't know who wins out in a fully upgraded elite Jaguar Warrior versus fully upgraded Legionary. What makes things even worse is that usually when you watch pro players and they go Legionary, they generally don't mix in Centurions at all, which I don't understand it. They generally do have castles. What they don't have is a Centurion trained. It's not a cheap unit, but for the boost that you get, I think the attack speed, you attack 20% faster, which basically makes your infantry almost Japanese. And then you move 10 or you move 10 or 15% faster depending on whether it's the elite or regular Centurion. In any event, that is neither here nor there. And if you have seen any games and you know who wins that battle, let me know. I am always very curious. I've been wanting to see that ever since the Romans got introduced. Palisade under attack to the right. Palisades not yet under attack to the left. And let's see, I'm not too sure MbL is going to be able to repair this here. These villagers are not going to be able to deal with a lot of range. Yeah, even this palisade comes under attack immediately. I mean, what's the point of this? This is just a lot. Oh, is he going to try to wall it in this way? I mean, this is just a lot of wasted time here. Yeah, this is very not good for MbL. At the same time, though, he is attacking to the south, force to the north, taking a bit of a sabbatical, a bit of a break. Aggressive siege workshop here out of our Roman as well. Should be able to add a little bit more firepower. Unfortunately for him, everyone is now in Castle Age. Crossbow Botkin for our Aztec, which means bye-bye villager. That being said, we're going up to long swordsman with chainmail armor. So their armor is going to be 5/5 right now in 7 seconds, which is going to basically make them impervious to these archer attacks. Look at that melee and pierce armor against the unit that attacks on a 7. So now things are looking a little bit better. Your 45 HP unit is now at 60 HP. You can engage underneath a TC. Looks like the attack on the other side of the map has completely stalled. Heart returning home with his entire military. Somehow there's this villager's alive. Don't ask me how. Among the gazelles and the camels and the crossbows and the long swordsmen. Now this is funny. I like what Heartt is doing here, keeping the units moving while the skirmishers are firing, but you should be moving with the skirmishers and firing with the crossbows. There you go. But more infantry from our Roman. But the inherent weakness of melee again is just betraying him because he just cannot bust into this base here. Double monastery for our Aztec. Look at how little damage these crossbows do. Look at how little damage the TC does. This is what everyone was scared of when the Romans were first introduced. No one wanted to deal with basically a sergeant being shoved underneath your TC. That being said, Heartt with the maneuvering, has been keeping the damage output of these long swordsmen pretty low. Heartt has killed more villagers than MbL. MbL's only killed 1 villager. I really want to see how many barracks he's got. Only 2. Okay. I thought he was at least at 4. Palisade wall still up with that massive 28 HP, giving absolutely no vision or assistance at all. And we've got scorpions. Okay. Now, another pet peeve, we'll see if this happens in this game, is pro players, when they get scorpions, I know it's not a cheap upgrade to get ballistics 300 wood, 175 gold, especially when you need your wood and gold for the Scorpions. But you really need ballistics with these units. Okay, first 2 bolts, absolutely epic here. This monk is already up to 50 HP. Let's see what upgrades he's got. Basically just Sanctity. So it adds 15 normally. And then for the Aztecs, because every tech that's researched adds 5, it adds another 5 on top of that. So 30 becomes 50. I should say 30 becomes 45, becomes 50. Second TC for our Aztec. Our Roman base, by the way, if you look at it, is pretty massive. MbL has carved himself off a huge chunk of the map. I was going Eagles, or rather an Eagle Warrior. He needs to finish Redemption ASAP. I don't know why he's taking this fight when he doesn't have Redemption. With Redemption, the 9 range Monk to the 7 range Scorpion basically means this entire attack from the Roman is done. A Roman, though, reinforcing with more. Okay. Let's see if he can brute force his way into the Aztec base. TC to the south, TC to the center. Villager counts very similar, less than 10% apart, just 3 villagers apart. And out moves the Aztec army. Let's see it. Let's see what they can get done here. Now you should have 55 HP now that you've added Redemption. The very presence of the monks is such an interesting thing in Age of Empires, because usually if you've got an army of crossbows, this is pretty much an army that you cannot engage into. Scorpions come with 7 pierce armor. These men-at-arm line units, militia line units, come with 5 pierce armor. But the very fact that you have monks here gives you the balls to engage into this army. 2 conversions, 2 deaths. That's fantastic there for Heart. And now he's also getting Fervor, so the monks are going to move a little bit faster than normal. MbL, where are your light cavalry units? Okay, never mind. He's adding ranged units to deal. He's got to come up with something to deal with these monks. 7 Aztec monks is a game-changing number of monks because of this over and over again. MbL is just, he put up, like on Twitch, he put up a donation button, and our Aztec is just clicking. Oh my god, even more conversions, this time of the long swordsman. But remember, the minimum range on a Roman Scorpion, it's not 2, it's 1, which means they are a little bit safer from melee units. We get the monk over here. He does not. Okay. Now we're up to 20 crossbowmen. Army count triple the size for our Aztec, who is also ahead by 1 villager. Okay. Converted. I mean, this is amazing. Heart is basically just using MbL's army against him right now, which is basically what monks do. Why are the other monks hanging out to the back? 2 of them do have full faith, which means they can convert these Scorpions. So he's going skirmishers. I wonder if he should have gone light cav. Romans do not get hussars, but they do get light cavalry units, which should deal with monks pretty well and should have the armor to sustain themselves against crossbows. Now, 20 crossbows, maybe not. Oh, no. 3 siege workshops here for our Roman. Okay, guns down that monk. But behind that monk, there's 11 more. MbL doesn't have any army here. His army is just getting teefed. Scorpion to the south, Scorpion to the north. His only Scorpion has fallen. He's trying to counterattack, but he's counterattacking with long swordsmen into a part of the map that looks like it's double walled off or ATC. We'll see if he can get anything done with those long swordsmen. For now, our Aztec is back, and he has converted the siege workshop. It immediately evicts its tenants. And the Scorpion just does not get the job done. As good as a Roman Scorpion is, you need one of the 2 upgrades. You either need ballistics or you need ballistas, more importantly, the upgrade that makes them attack 33% faster. And now he's training rams out of the siege workshop. Looks like those long swordsmen are still alive. One of them has gotten converted. One just now died. MbL does have 5 villager kills to his name, so he added 4 more there. Heart has 3 Scorpions to the 4 of the Roman. MbL needs wood right now. And he needs wood in a big way. He's getting gold to the back. Luckily for him, he does have 2 forests to the rear. About 8,000 wood on the whole. Looks like he's attacking yet again with now 4. Whoa, 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 whoa. A little bit of a Michael Jackson moonwalking unit there. Not something I've seen on a long swordsman. And now MbL's retreating. He has clawed his way up to 17 army from 11, but unfortunately for him, our Aztec with 13 going up to 14 monks is at 51 army count. 4 of that he has stolen from his opponent. Ooh, what is the point of this castle? Okay, very not aggressive castle out of our Aztec, who feels comfortable enough to only have 3 villagers. No, never mind. 8 total villagers. And here we go. MbL has assembled himself a crazy force of Scorpions here. Barracks down. Path to the Scorpions has been opened. 1 conversion, 2 conversions. I really am curious to see how many conversions our Aztec has gotten at the end of this game. So far, I feel like it's like 10 to 20. Which is a very broad range. No, now the battering rams are closing in on the Scorpions. They come with a plus 40 attack bonus against siege, and this unit does not exactly have the most HP at 40. Aztec monk with his conquest returning to the battle lines here. We're up to 15 Aztec monks. Where is the light cavalry out of our Roman? Where the hell? He's only got 12 villagers on food. MbL is keeping a pace with our Aztec when it comes to villagers, but that's because he is just investing everything he possibly can into Scorpions 10 at a time, whereas our Aztec, he is going up to Imperial. Now, does he really need to go up to Imperial? Probably not. Not if he continues with the same game plan that he's going, and not, more importantly, not if MbL continues with the same game plan, because there's nothing in this army that can kill monks. Town center being repaired, town center being attacked. And here we go, monk sniper lines. 1 conversion, 2 conversion, 3 conversion, 4 conversions. Wow, but finally MbL exacts a price. And finally MbL manages to hold against the monk onslaught. Is he going to Imperial just so he can have better monk upgrades? Oh, by the way, MbL hasn't seen his castle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. 1, 2 down, 3 down. Oh no. That is so sour. I mean, what the hell do you do here as MbL? Well, how the hell do you engage into these monks? Monks, which by the way are now getting herbal medicine. I guess that's not really a monk. Oh my god. 5 more conversions. Oh my goodness. I guess herbal medicine and devotion not really a monk upgrade, more of a monastery tech. Well, there you go. I don't know if MbL asked Hart if he was going up to Imperial. Hart literally 12 seconds away from clicking up to Imperial says enough's enough with your silly long swordsman run bys. But what the hell was that? How many conversions do we think? That was 5 conversions at the end there, right? Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell? What the hell do you do when your opponent just takes all of your units and the ones you have left, look at their HP, is absolutely terrible. Wow, MbL built a army composition that I'm sure a lot of us think is pretty damn untouchable and strong, but then the Aztec monk says, hold my beer with my 70 HP here, and out comes a Jaguar warrior. Okay, random Jaguar warrior. But against the long range 9 range monks, where were the stables? For a second he was training skirmishers, And then all of his military industrial complex here got destroyed. I love that he rebuilt 3 siege workshops to the rear, but I hope MbL isn't deterred with this build, by the way. I hope that, you know, not every civilization has the roided out monk that is the Aztec monk. And I hope that he tweaks this build, because this is a super fun build, even though, again, he doesn't have ballistics. He doesn't have a castle, so therefore absolutely no ballistas. I would love to see some upgraded Castle Age Roman Scorpions trying to take on armies, because again, without these units are useless, and without these, basically anything the Aztec has except maybe mangonels is useless. And the Romans, unfortunately, I don't think they even get bombard cannon. Yeah, they don't even get bombard cannons. So really your only hope here right now is to upgrade your scouts to light cav, upgrade their armor, and then just try to dive bomb on the monk while at the same time moving your Scorpion force forward. Maybe you don't even need all these long swordsmen. Wow. How many conversions do we think? I want to say like 20 to 25. Crossbows to long swordsmen, 21. Pardon me, 21 scorpions. So we know at the very least he's gotten 21 conversions. And then on top of that, there were a bunch of men-at-arms that were converted. PKPM 27 minutes in. Okay, MbL right at the beginning of the game. And here we go. What do we think? 35. Ouch. 35 conversions out of 127 is what, 25% of the Roman army? Wow. Absolute wow. And economically, yeah, I can't see them being too different there. Villager counts weren't that dissimilar the entire game. Gold and stone to our Aztec, and then trash resources to our Roman, who, again, remember, these Scorpions only cost 30 gold. So he doesn't need that much gold. That being said, would have been nice to see a bit more gold, just so that he could upgrade with chemistry. Chemistry maybe would have helped out significantly against these monks as they tried to retreat. But now, you know what? With 70 HP, I don't know that even you can... I don't think you can even chase into these monks with your 12 attack Scorpion that comes with no relevant bonus here. I don't think you can even chase into these guys. Wow, absolutely epic gameplay out of both players. Again, I hope MbL is not deterred to not try this again. I hope he's not deterred to not try this again. I hope he is not deterred and tries this build again, because this is just an absolutely fantastic. In theory, you should have a very difficult time engaging into this, especially when your opponent builds 62 Scorpions. Although now we know the answer. Now we know. Yeah, I guess even a regular monk with 45 HP won't do too badly against these Scorpions. It really is that 9 range. And I wonder if MbL should have gotten... Did he even have a monastery? Yeah, he did. He didn't have a monastery, no devotion. Would have probably helped out a little bit here. But the problem for MbL is that he just has no counter to these monks. And wow, oh wow, did we get to see an absolute monk stampede, a monk rampage in this game. And unfortunately for MbL, as cool and as awesome as this build was for the Romans, which is basically playing to the strengths of the Romans, the only thing missing were a few upgrades and of course one Centurion to make these units attack faster and move faster. Maybe that could have helped a little bit. Unfortunately, he did not have the critical upgrades there, and unfortunately for him, Heart had the critical upgrades on his monks and just teefed every single possible unit that he could, up to 35 freaking units. I mean, when your second most trained unit is the one you converted out of your opponent, you know you've done a good job with your monks, and that is just absolutely epic. By the way, 35 conversions with 20 monks is fantastic. That's almost 2 conversions for each monk. And even though MbL tried to accomplish a little bit here on this side of the map, with his long swordsman push, at the end of the day, all their extra armor didn't amount to much, and it didn't really help him stop this forward push by our Aztec, who, again, interesting location for a castle, literally middle of the road between the 2 bases. Maybe would have been better put up here, or at least somewhere around this gold. But I think MbL just realizes this is like one of those classic, when you fight your little sibling and you just put your hand on their head and they swing their little arms and they can't reach you. That's exactly what happened to MbL. There's nothing he can do. He can't engage. The second his army moves in, it just gets stolen by the Aztec, who puts a spell on them, the spellcaster. And unfortunately for MbL, they realizing that he just cannot engage, even though he can take down, I guess, the Siege Workshop. You know, that's not even a silver medal. That's more like a bronze medal. That's more like a participation trophy than anything else. And unfortunately for MbL, it is Heartt with the absolute boss monk play, who manages to convert a huge chunk of the Roman army. Cheap as it is still, you know, on the whole, it still costs resources, and resources are finite in this game. And with those conversions and with their support, I guess, a little thumbs up to these crossbows that have 41 kills. Not bad at all. And even the one Jaguar Warrior who just was born right now. And unfortunately for him, born now and not really doing much. Although it says he's got 6 Jaguar Warriors. Where is he sending these 5? Interesting. In any event, our Aztec with the pretty much the conversions takes this game. But GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.